So I was born in County Down, born into a Church of Ireland family actually. Became a converted Christian at the age of 16 into the Pentecostal church, and was ordained into the ministry at the age of 25. Was a Pentecostal pastor for 12 years, and then 3 years ago opened a cafe called Velveteen Rabbit Cafe up in Newry, and then just within the last month actually I've just been appointed as the new chaplain in Overstown Children's Detention Centre, which is in Lusk in North Dublin. So you're just excited about that new chapter.
It's quite a change from the cafe.
Well, I always was in pastoral ministry, you see, so I just took a step out of it to open a cafe, but it was like a pastoral cafe. So it was like out of the ministry for a little bit, come to terms with who I am, and then back into ministry now again.
So you said come to terms with who you are.
Yeah.
What else is there about that?
Yeah, so obviously from a young age I had a conflict, a deep inner conflict about my identity, and as someone who was converted into the Pentecostal church, that conflict was deepened. I struggled a lot privately with my feelings, and I guess shoved it down for most of my life, at the age of 32, I went to hard therapy for 4 years to try and kind of fix it, as I thought I would try and fix it through one-on-one and group counselling. And so after 4 years, I kind of realised that nothing was changing, feelings weren't changing, so I thought there had to be a better way to deal with it. And then I took a time out from the church for a while to kind of had a bit of a what you might call a bit of a breakdown. But went back into the ministry for 3 years, and all that time I was still trying to figure out a better way to deal with things. And eventually, what happened was then I opened the cafe, and month into opening it, actually one of the girls that worked there put a rainbow flag in the window on the Gay Pride Day in Newry, and that kind of brought me into a collision course with church leadership. And to cut a long story short, the outcome of that was that I handed my resignation into that church. It was very strident, evangelical, Pentecostal kind of church, and I just no longer fitted there. So it was a painful journey, a very painful process to come through. But 3 years on now, I think I'm in a much better place, much healthier place than I was in 2019.
So have you found a better way?
Sorry?
You kept referring there must be a better way.
Yeah.
Did you find one?
Yeah, well, while I was in the church the last few years, I completed a master's degree in applied theology, actually through the Irish Bible Institute in Dublin. And through that time, I learned I don't know if you're familiar with Brian McLaren, but he talks about a generous orthodoxy. And I guess I moved into that space of a more generous orthodoxy, away from the very strident fundamentalism of my youth, which was very black and white, no room for grey. Moved into a more generous place, which was Jesus-centered, missional, hospitable, kind of post-evangelical, a place that has grace and room for all. So yeah, that's the better way that I've come to now.
And we're nearly done, but if you had to, if you could change one thing about the church, not the Church of Ireland or the Methodist Church, but the church in Ireland as a whole, what would it be?
I think sometimes that I was just talking to Keith earlier about how, Jesus challenged the Pharisees about how they strained at gnats and swallowed camels. And that verse about how sometimes we strain at the letter of the law and miss the heart behind the law. And I kind of feel like sometimes we get lost in the whole religiosity of the thing instead of coming back to Jesus and being a Jesus-centered church, and to be focused on the person of Jesus, the compassion of Jesus, the inclusion of Jesus, the kingdom that he proclaimed and preached in his ministry. And so I'd like to see the church be brought back to Jesus, if I'm honest.
Okay. Any questions from the floor for John? Not so bad. Oh, they're going to keep the phone later. Okay, yeah. So thank you very much, John. John is going to come and speak to us in a few moments, but first we have a reading from Eve.